Hello, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we'll be looking at the Grand Mafia, and finally it is my first time playing Governor's War, the Land of Oil map, even though it has been out for I think about 2 to 3 years, I think it's around there. And yes, this will be a TGM Governor's War Land of Oil guide, and I'll be showing you what this map offers. So I would say that the main difference for this map is just the resource oil, which you can find at the top left, which means that for this Governor's War itself you will have 6 different kinds of resources to handle, apart from the usual cash, ammo, cargo, metal and diamonds. So with oil, there will be a separate investment tree for the Land of Oil map, which is represented by the oil rig at the top of your map. Yeah, so I'll be breaking this video into different parts, which is very unique to the Land of Oil. And first is of course the oil rig. And for the oil rig itself, you can unlock specific investments for you to help you get combat stats or increase your mercenary level, and also like increase your oil production and also your oil robbery speed. It's very important for you to gain a lot of these oil resources to upgrade your investment tree, and this will be of course the main way for you to upgrade your investment tree. And also you have to use oil to upgrade your oil rig and your mercenary camp. So for each level, of course, the amount of oil needed will increase for oil rig, and of course for mercenary camp, the only thing you have to take note is of course just to upgrade your mercenary camp. And as you can see, I don't really use a lot of mercenaries because only up to tier 3, which I just gotten, mercenaries is stronger than your tier 4 troops. So for tier 1 mercenaries, it is the same level as tier 3 troops. For tier 2 mercenaries, it's the exact same as tier 4. Only from tier 3 and tier 4 mercenaries, it will be stronger. So for tier 3 mercenaries, let me give you an example. For tier 3 mercenaries, you will obtain like 895 attack, 320 defense, HP 3303. Yeah, so for tier 4 troops, you're able to see that you only have 822 attack, 293 defense and 3030 HP. So all in all, tier 3 mercenaries and above would be stronger than tier 4 units. However, of course, ultimately tier 5 is still the best and the strongest troops. Let me just give you an example of how strong they are as compared to a tier 3 mercenary. And I also expect tier 4 mercenaries of course to be weaker than tier 5. So as you can see, just memorize the stats over here, and these are the tier 5 bruiser stats. Obviously it is a lot stronger. They are a lot stronger than tier 3 mercenaries, and of course I would expect tier 4 mercenaries to be weaker than tier 5. So the next step, I'll be explaining to you how you can obtain oil. And of course the first way you can obtain oil is via buying packs. So if you were to go to getting more oil, you can see that you can have this advanced investment oil supply, which gives you 310,000 oil. And this is not a pack that I recommend to buy. For me, if you are a low spending player, just do not spend any money on oil, and just make sure to rob oil on the 3 days, Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. Rob as much as you can to sort of like upgrade your investment, and that is all that you need. I would say that I have not been diligent in robbing oil. So as you can see, even though I have not always like fully sent out my lines, my robbery lines to rob oil, I am still able to attain my mercenaries up to tier 3. Just obtain it about halfway through the Governor's War. So timeline wise, if you were to rob oil all the time, you will be able to complete quite a bit of your investment tree for oil. Yeah, so mainly to obtain oil would be to rob oil, and also just try to get up your hourly oil production. Second way you can get oil is via the Mercenary Trial. So for Mercenary Trials, you will start from an easy level and work your way up to Nightmare. And for this Mercenary Trials, it will unlock as the Governor's War progress. So how you will know that the difficulty of each Mercenary Trials are unlocked is based on how far you have progressed in your Governor's War. So as you can see over at this area, my current area, I have just unlocked the Inferno difficulty. And for Mercenary Trials itself, I don't think that it's really difficult to defeat the mercenaries from easy to hard. So from easy, it is just tier 1 mercenaries, definitely very easy to defeat easy level mercenaries, and then normal will also be tier 1 mercenaries, which is equivalent to tier 3 troops in general. And let me just show you some of the stats of the mercenaries. They are quite weak. So as you can see, this is an easy mercenary at the level 30, which is the last level. And you can see that their crew attack is just 491, and I'm sure that if you're able to check their troop formation, you're able to configure how you want to like one troop type attack your mercenaries. So this is one of the ways that you can kind of make your game easier, and the only thing you can use to destroy these mercenaries trials are your own mercenary. So let me just show you an example. Go to my inferno level mercenary, and when you defeat the mercenaries, you're able to get quite a bit of oil, and this is really a lot of oil. So each time the mercenaries trials are unlocked, you should try to defeat them as fast as possible. You're also able to get oil income buffs, which is plus 10 per mercenary defeated, and also every 5 mercenaries defeated, you're able to get like crypto coins, gold, some diamonds. So I think this is quite a good deal. The main thing for mercenaries are just the rewards, so they are very good, and the limitations to defeating the mercenaries are your mercenary camps. So if your mercenary capacity or mercenary camp capacity is only about 250,000, you're only able to send out 250,000 troops to attack, even though maybe your crew size can take up more than 300,000. So make sure that when you are attacking the mercenary trials, do increase or do build up more mercenaries so that you're able to send out more mercenaries to take down these mercenaries in a trial. That's a lot of mercenaries in a single sentence, but yes, that is basically it. And let me just attack it, and it's an easy defeat. So claim your rewards, and you get the reward stated at the bottom here. So I think there are pretty decent rewards to obtain, especially the crypto coins at the top. And every like single difficulty, you'll get crypto coins and these super weapon coins as well. So the next part of this land of oil that is different are how oil is useless outside of this governance war land of oil. For land of oil only, I believe there is a rebate. So the logic is when you're robbing resources and you rob oil, the opportunity cost to it is, of course, you can rob diamonds or you can rob any other resource that you need more. So what TGM has countered it for is to have an event called Oil Tycoon and also rebate coupons. What Oil Tycoon is that whenever you reach a certain level amount of spending the amount of oil stated over here, you're able to claim some resources, some rewards, which is pretty decent. So the other thing is when you go into your investment and you level up your investments, you're able to see that you get some form of oil rebate coupons. And the oil rebate coupons, I would say that it could be better, because when you take a look at the rewards that you can get, I wish there were more rewards on crypto coins or family currency, so this would be really much more enticing. And because I know that probably the best thing over here is the legacy coin crates and maybe some contract crates. Premium coins pretty useful as well, but honestly I would rather have at least some family currency or something much more valuable. Basically all the valuable things on the oil rebate coupons are RNG, so you have to draw lots, you have to place your bets on these crates to give you something good, and I am not for this kind of life, so I would rather get something concrete like exchanging crypto coins and family currencies. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that for Land of Oil, how you can get more oil is of course through your task, the strongest leader task or the faction hegemony task, where you're able to also obtain oil when you reach certain milestones or points in the task itself. It's also a good way to get oil, but the best way is to rob oil wells, which appears on Monday, Wednesday and Saturday, and also the Mercenary Trials. Also, when you are trying to rob the oil well, you have to defeat a set of oil thieves that are residing in the oil well before you're able to rob it. However, I would think that the oil thieves within the oil well are still pretty weak, so as you can see, I've just sent like tier 2 or even tier 1 bikers. Let me just show my tier 1 bikers. Yeah, even tier 1 bikers are able to destroy this group of oil thieves, and this is the highest level 7 oil thieves, and their buffs aren't that great either. As you can see, I've also not used any combat buffs whatsoever, so don't feel overwhelmed when you are trying to attack the oil. And of course, what is similar about Governance War Land of Oil is just like any other Governance War, most other Governors War where you build faction towers to expand your territory, and every single checkpoints are by rates. Yeah, so the naming concept is different. So for Land of Oil, it's like training facility or like logistics center for the governors, upstate Governors War building. So just the naming convention is different, but the concept of the Governors War is the same, and you'll get like the strongest leader task, the faction hegemony. The first thing is to rob resources. Second is police station. For the Land of Oil, it's called oil thieves counter attack instead of police station counter attack, and every single thing is the same. Even PS attack, police station attacks on this map where you attack the oil thieves, every single level is the same as the police station, where the crew buffs, the crew attack buffs, the troop composition is very similar, or I would say the same as police stations. The main thing that's different in the Land of Oil are the naming conventions and the addition of oil mercenaries and the oil investment tree, the oil rig investment tree. So for Land of Oil, once again, I would recommend you to get as much oil as possible to buff up your combat stats, both your combat stats and also your developmental stats in obtaining oil. And for Land of Oil, the group warfare is based in somewhere right at the middle bottom of the map, where it is a separate section out of the entire map itself. Once again, I would say this is a better way for smaller factions, where unlike Blood Treaty map where you have to gain access to the specific Blackstone checkpoints at Zone 3, for this group warfare you do not have to be in contact or in control with any of the checkpoints to obtain access to this, and you're able to join this wherever you are. So this is a good avenue for you to gain more points, and I think this is of course a better option for newer players or lower influenced faction where they're unable to just move up into Zone 3. What is also different about Land of Oil is that you have to be very strong in order to progress further in this map, and the reason why I say so is that most other Governors War map, from the Zone 1 you are able to access Zone 3. However, for Land of Oil you have to go out of Zone 1 and have access to Zone 2 in order to reach the checkpoint to unlock Zone 3. So if you are locked out of Zone 2, the desert, you are unable to get into Zone 3. So this is what I would feel that is not as good for the weaker factions, as you can get knocked out by the bigger factions of the map itself. So just do take note when you select Land of Oil that you might not be able to access Zone 3 if your opponents are really strong. So a fun fact about the Governors War map Land of Oil is also that it is the only map that is in a pentagon shaped and not like a rectangle or square shaped map. So it is just a fun fact for you to know, and this is also an example of the police station in Land of Oil, which are called Oil Thief Hideout. As you can see, troop composition very similar for level 7, and it has also about 800 crew attack, so it's the same as a level 7 police station. It has 800% crew attack. So yes, this is it for my video, and of course if you enjoy my video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again real soon for more TGM guides.